Okay, episode 2, Shelley's Backyard, by popular request, which in this case would mean a good Bud Jerome. This is for you, such as it is. Let's see. The daffodils have come and gone, as have the hyacinth. They were quite lovely. Can't see the screen with my glasses on. There we go. Got some impatiens, some alyssum, petunias, pansies, a little tiny rose bush there. It's quite cute. Not really doing much this year with the annuals. They're pretty cost prohibitive. No mulch this year. Basically, this has turned out to be the summer of trial and error, kind of figuring out what can survive back here and what can't. I don't know what these are. I don't remember, and it's too far to bend down to read that damn tag. But they are a ground cover of some sort, which may or may not covered ground. My fern's doing very nicely. Strawberry patch, not so much. Don't look forward to much of a crop this year. Derek says they'll become established and do better next year, but I'm a little skeptical because of the very limited sunshine back here. And I've moved the ground covers several times. They're taking root pretty good right here. So we'll see what happens. Struggling iris, which is still struggling, but I expect great things from that iris next year. The ferns are lovely. I'll just do the whole yard in ferns, perhaps. And my bleeding hearts. Here's the proof. Proof. Bleeding hearts. You know I am a Democrat. So is my neighbor. Here's his yard. All good people in Oregon are Democrats. This is the landlord's yard. He's had a couple more years to get things established, and no doubt several hundred more dollars than I have. And this was going to be Lonnie's little garden. I think we'll move her over to the other side of the yard next year where there's more sun, but she does have something coming up there. Don't know what they are. I'm kind of hoping they'll be the forget-me-nots, but I don't know that we'll ever get to the bottom of that particular mystery. And my lovely fuchsia, which is going to burst forth in all its glory any day now and become a hanging plant. And again, the ferns. The ferns seem to thrive. A little more ground cover. Got some glads coming up here. Doing better than I thought. I think by next year they should be amazing. They may do something yet this year. I've also got 10 of them back here along the fence. They're kind of popping up. Now, most of this stuff has been transplanted several times, trying to find the best location for it, although my son accuses me of being an impatient gardener, and there may be some truth to that. There may be. Got some vinca. I think that's the name of it. Back here behind the holly tree, which continues to come down. General consensus in the neighborhood is that you just get a chainsaw and cut that baby down, but they don't understand the problem is not bringing it down. The problem is disposing of it once it's down. Carry it out to my dumpster. I've carried out three-fourths of a hollyberry tree out to that dumpster. I can't put too much in at one time because nobody can fit their garbage in it. The honeysuckle. I'm about over the honeysuckle. It's doing pretty good, you know, for a honeysuckle that's been transplanted. This is the third time. It's staying here. Live or die, hell or high water, this is its home. Not moving it again. Derek's vegetable garden. He doesn't like to water too frequently because that brings the slugs out. But the garlic is just doing wonderfully. And I don't know if you can see in this light, but the sweet peas over there. He's got some melons, and of course the tomatoes. I don't know what all he's got in there. That's my neighbor's yard over there. He's a bitter old crabby patty. Old fart with his 28 Walgreen wind chimes that make a constant racket. Oh, here he comes. Wow, he's making an appearance. He's a piece of work, that one. Stands out in his yard when the kid next door here has got a garage band practice on Friday and Saturday nights until, 9 o'clock? This guy over here comes out and picks up rocks in his yard and throws them over at the garage door, yelling, turn it down, turn it down. Of course, doesn't seem to have any problem with me having to hear his TV 12 hours a day. Probably a Republican. Sits on his ass all day and watches TV and harasses people that actually do something. Yeah. Well, that may not have been it. Hey, I'm out of time.